Hey guys, Mike Lantz here with Ryan McKinney, aka Rymac. Just getting ready to get started here. We want to share with you some really awesome stuff today regarding issues that you're having with WordPress SEO. Rymac is probably one of the best experts that I know in this area, and he's done, I don't even know how long, Ryan, like you've been doing this stuff forever, it seems like, in regards to, especially in regards to SEO, right? I mean, you've been doing this for many years, correct?
Since 2011. Well, actually 2006 is when I first started SEO, but I stopped until 2011 is when I went full time with it. A very interesting time too. So, but yeah, so fourth year, like full time, like staying up to date with everything.
Cool. All right. Well, okay, everyone. Well, again, my name is Mike Lantz, and I'm the founder of Warrior Plus. Most of you probably found us today via that avenue, and we're going to be doing a lot of these webinars. This is our first, and I chose Rymac because he's one of the best. He's a great expert in this field, and he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's going to give you a lot of great content today. But we're going to start doing these kind of hangouts, content-based webinars, basically, for you guys often. And I just want to be able to, find the best experts out there and give you the best information we can that's up to date right now on what's happening in our internet marketing industry, software, right? All the things that can help you with your online business. So we're going to be doing this going forward, and I'm just super excited today to be with Ryan and to talk about this awesome topic. Remember, for those of you at the end of this call, we're going to announce a $250 Amazon gift card winner. So make sure you're hanging out there for that. We'll have some Q&A at the end as well. And then I think Ryan has something special for you here toward the end. So anyway, Ryan, maybe you could go ahead and tell us a little bit about your SEO background, how you got started. Just so really quick so we can kind of get that for everybody, and then we'll go from there into the great content.
Yeah, sure. At first, thanks for having me too, and think of me for one of your first ones to do this. So if everything goes terrible, you can just blame me. I like it. It's perfect. I'll take that one for you. But no, seriously though, again, guys, my name is Ryan McKinney. Everybody just calls me Rymac. I own strategicallyspilledmilk.com, which is an online internet marketing company. We create software, training, and the like. And we help online entrepreneurs grow their businesses, basically. So my start, guys, was 2011. Like I said, I actually had a corporate job. I spent 4 years in the Marine Corps. I got out, I was going to do the corporate ladder jump. That's what I thought I wanted to do with life. That's what, you're ingrained in us. Go to school, get a job, you retire. And so I got this corporate job, and basically within a year and a half, I pinnacled. I reached the top of the corporate ladder. For anybody that understands the government or military pay grades, I was equivalent of like a GS 15, running a huge, which is like a general or colonel, running a huge division of finance for a really large military command. And so once I got there, guys, it was sort of like, is this what I'm really going to do for the rest of my life? For 20 more years, can I not go any higher? Can I not, make more money? And then the answer really was just no. I couldn't do that. So I went back to the internet. I actually came to the Warrior Forum because in 2006, I had found internet marketing. I remember some weird forum out there. Fast forward back to quit my corporate job 5 years later, and I go to the Warrior Forum. I find the offline subsection, and I'm trying to figure out ideas how to make money with what I know about the internet. And I was really intrigued by SEO. And then really intrigued, and then more specifically video SEO, because I was getting good and quick results, and that's where I started. So 2011, I was ranking YouTube videos in local markets, and then sending leads to businesses, and then following up, and then like, hey, do you still want to keep this party going? I sent you this lead over the weekend, and would you like to rent this video? Would you like to buy leads, and just keep it going? And that's sort of where I started, was there in 2011. And from there, I quickly grew. Since people were giving me money for SEO work, I quickly grew into hiring staff, into trying to get salesmen, and really actually just learning SEO better, because to date, I had just figured out you can put up a YouTube link and like basically spam it with 20,000 backlinks and not really hurt it, and it usually works. And so there's really no skill there. I really didn't understand what I was doing, but I knew that people were giving me money and I was getting results. So I took a real hard dive into SEO and really became a student of SEO. Started growing a PBN, a private blog network, which some people on this call may know what that is. But over the years, I have thousands of websites. I have a really big PBN, and I stayed my nose to my ear to the ground when it comes to SEO stuff.
So people don't even. I just wanted to jump in really quick. People don't really. I mean, SEO is always one of those big topics, right? Some people are like, "Oh man, it's such a huge thing. I don't know anything about it." I mean, SEO is not something that people have to do or understand, right? Because it's just what's happening, right? Your site is getting indexed or it's not. It's getting, things are happening to it online, right? So like WordPress, obviously a big example, right? There's a ton of people with WordPress sites. I don't even know the stat, right? But I know it's huge. Like I would be willing to get most of our listeners, 90% of them probably have a WordPress site up and running, right? I mean, it's a huge stat. So I just want to mention, so SEO it's kind of a big term. Some people, it's kind of scary, it's like, oh, SEO, what do I do? But SEO is just happening all the time. And WordPress, it's just a big part of WordPress in general, right? And using WordPress to make sure that you have good ranking.
Yeah. And so it's a good point. So when I started really diving into SEO, and I was like, okay, I have to make websites. I went to WordPress. WordPress is easy. And I think, Mike, it's something ridiculous. It's like 3/4 of the sites or something right now. Like WordPress owns the internet. It's ridiculous.
Right.
But I started with WordPress because I didn't know how to build websites. I didn't know anything. And with WordPress, it was simple. You could make your posts, put your keyword in the title, put it in the content. Like I got the basic concepts, and I was able to make websites for free with WordPress and start testing things. I'll tell this: every time we get up a new WordPress site, we always we use I have to look back. I think SEO by Yoast is one of the plugins that go on. Always make sure that you go add a plugin for your XML sitemap. A lot of people just simply don't put that on there. But get an SEO plugin, XML sitemap, and those are two very basic plugins that you can get for free when you install your WordPress site. You go to the plugin section. You want to click Add New, search XML, and search SEO by Yoast. And those are two plugins to get started. The SEO Yoast one will tell you if your page is optimized or not, to make sure your keywords in certain places, how much it shows up, and just some very basic stuff with your WordPress site to get started. But definitely a very easy avenue to go because you fill in the blanks with WordPress, for more or less.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks for that. I think that's a great tip, and everybody who's not using that, I remember that plugin particularly. I mean, it's been out forever. It seems like since the beginning of WordPress. Like I remember that, I think like in 2001 or something, seeing like Yoast and his stuff. So definitely a great thing. So today we were talking and talking about this training we were going to do. We told people about these 4 horsemen. Okay, so I kind of wanted to maybe have you go into that a little bit. So there are these 4 particular problems, particularly with WordPress, but not just WordPress, anywhere, right? But particularly with WordPress with SEO. So the first one that maybe you could talk about is the idea of malicious bots. So bad bots that are out there spidering your site. What is the problem with these things, and what do we do about them?
Okay, yeah. So these malicious bots can be a couple of different things, but namely for me, or for what SEO people should care about is bots that are coming in and they are finding your site and then going through your site, reporting data about the links into your site. So let me back up. If you have a site that's ranked #1 and it's making you money, or for a client, it's #1 because it's relevant for all the different backlinks that are coming into it that make it relevant for that keyword. So there are bots that can come into your money site and then reverse engineer all of your linking, all the links into your actual site, and then smart enough people can say, okay, I see exactly all the links he has, all the anchor text that he has, and now I can just repeat what he did and do it better and do more, and then I should get the rankings. And then not only that, if you have a private blog network and all of your links are coming in from a private blog network, and then you reverse engineer and you find somebody's blog network, you can take them out, you can destroy them, you can do some really nasty things to them. one thing that I would suggest to people, just off the top of my head, is if you're going to start building a network of sites and buying domains, to always use a different name registered and sort of a spoof account information. Because what happens is if you register 10 websites and you have, Rymax, Strategically Spilled Milk, Las Vegas, and then all across those 10 websites, it leaves a footprint. And the idea behind having a bunch of websites for your PBN is they all look like they're individual sites. Okay, so that's one little tip too: is register spoof information or pay to hide it because that will leave a footprint.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah, so these malicious bots, guys, there's sites like Ahrefs, Moz, and some people on this call or watching later may have heard of these. But you can stick in a website and get all the data on it. For me personally, I don't like that. I don't want my competition knowing everything that I'm doing. I don't want the competition being able to take me out. I mean, if someone's going to take me out, it's not going to be because I let something happen that I could have stopped, which is protecting your sites from these sort of spying bots.
Right. Well, and more than that, right, today, so these bots, I mean, there's a lot of traffic, right? And depending on your web host and depending on, a lot of things, they could be slowing your site down a lot, which, let's say it slows your site down by 3 seconds, right? 5 seconds. And now what does that do to your rankings, right? Because Google is going to penalize you because your site's too slow, right? So that's another huge problem. Maybe not, maybe people here on the call, I don't know, maybe they're not afraid. Maybe they, not afraid of hackers or whatever. I don't know, maybe they are, but we should all, I think, need to be afraid of Google de-indexing our site because it doesn't even load fast enough. And it's all because of nothing that we did, right? It's all because of these other people attacking our site or just stuff happening.
Yeah. So there's other bots too. You raise a good point. So there's other bots where people can send a bunch of bot traffic to your site to purposely take you down or try to break it. But if what you were talking about, Lance, is your the bounce rate. So what makes a site relevant to the search engines, again, to get the traffic and rankings, is someone types in a search string, they find your website, and then they read it, they stay on it, they click into other pages, they go around, maybe they buy something, whatever the case is. But if Google notices a lot of people coming to your site and leaving immediately, it means it's not relevant for that keyword. One of the reasons that people will come to your site and leave immediately is because you've used up all your server bandwidth. If you're on a shared hosting account and your site loads too slow or it won't load at all, you get hit with a bounce. You get penalized. You get hit with a bounce rate. It's low, and now you're not relevant to the search engines. But just in general, if you have a WordPress site that sells, shoelaces. We'll take an example. I sell shoelaces online in one of my companies. If someone goes to that shoelace site and it doesn't load in time, I'm going to lose possible sales. Like, screw, Google, and rankings, because we get a lot of traffic from elsewhere. We rank really well, but, we have traffic from a lot of other places. And so the bounce rate doesn't hurt my traffic. I'm paying for it, but it hurts my sales because we're in 2015. It's fast paced. Like, everybody wants it now. Modems are extremely fast. If my phone turns to 3G, I'm punching holes in a wall because it's 2008. So it's not only can it hurt you SEO wise, but just in general, your traffic and losing sales because of that.
Right. Cool. Well, so this particular thing, malicious bots. So what is it that people have to do? I mean, you have to get some special firewalls. I mean, what do you have to do to really stop this traffic coming into your servers?
Yeah, you have to do some pretty nerdy stuff, and I'm not sure how to do this on this particular Hangout we're doing, but this one I do. I have a link here, and I have a chat on the right, so I think it goes to everybody. I think we'll get confirmed, but let's do this. Let me drop this in here and see what happens. But this is a resource. I write the message here. I dropped it in there. Let me know.
I see it.
Okay, perfect. Oh, to everybody. Right. So it went to everybody. Okay, so everybody on this call, I guess, should be able to see it. So if you're on there, you can pull that up. But basically, let me do this too. Actually, I got an idea. I share a screen.
Well, and we'll make this stuff available later, right? So we can put together a little sheet so that everybody can get this information after this is all over. Maybe we'll get them a nice some links and all that good stuff. So I don't want anybody to feel like they're going to miss out on anything. You don't have to do it right now. Yeah. We'll definitely get it. We'll definitely get you this info.
Let me share my screen. This is the link that I was sharing just to show you. It's a little bit more than just me being able to explain it,
cool.
Mike. So 1 second. Let me just share my screen. This is the link that everybody will see. But this is what you want to do is you want to block unwanted bots from with your HT access file. Okay. And this is the explanation on how you do it. And it's really nerdy. There's a lot of, stuff that goes into this. So you and I rapping right here is just like, it probably take hours to teach somebody how to do this. And if it's your first time, it'll also probably take you a really hefty learning curve, but it's a very important, very, very important thing to protect your site. If you're on this call right now and you've ever had, messages from your hosting company, server bandwidth issues, and you're like, I'm not even getting traffic or it's not ranking. That's because you have bots. You have spying sites. You have other countries sending bots to you, and whatever web traffic you have. So editing that HT access file is what you actually have to do, and that's why nobody really talks about this problem, because doing this is difficult.
Right, you can totally break your entire WordPress site by like one change to HT access file. That's a pretty crazy file to.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's doable. I mean, the information is out there. It's doable, but definitely learning curve, I think, right? But
it's a huge learning.
You got to protect your site, though, right? I mean, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
You got to do what you got to do, but that's where you start. There's actually sites, and guys, you can Google sites like, there's Project Honeypot, I think it's called, Project Honeypot, and it's like an online a community of online where bad IPs and bots are reported, and then you can actually get a API from them very quickly. It takes like 30 seconds. Have it on your site, or integrate in a way that that anything that's blocked from Project Honeypot, you can block from your site too. But again, you do all that through the HT access file. But there's a lot of resources out there for you guys to research. Look into Project Honeypot. You can also search something like list of bad bots, malicious bots, and there's sites out there that have all these different names of bots that you can put into that file and have them blocked.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, obviously there's plenty of programmers, right? Like Odesk, whatever, those kind of sites, or I guess they just rename themselves Odesk, whatever that is. Right. I mean, there's obviously people that can do this. Obviously, you don't have to do it yourself necessarily, but it seems like it's a key thing to have to do. I know there's easier solutions. I know we'll talk about those a little bit later, but I just wanted to get that out. Well, let's move on really quick to number 2. So number 1, we're talking about malicious bots, hitting your site, slowing it down, all that good stuff. Horseman number 2 is hackers, right? So there's actually, bots are like automatic, right? These things are just always out there doing stuff. Then there's hackers, these actual people that might be, your neighbor, the kid in the basement, or halfway across the world. It could be anyone, right? So what's the deal with hackers, and what kind of problems? I mean, I know kind of maybe it seems like a dumb question. What kind of problems do hackers cause? But really, like, what kind of problems are these people really causing people with WordPress sites, for example?
Well, the thing with hackers is not so much. Well, obviously, like you said, obviously there's a problem. You don't want hackers hacking into you, but it's more of isolating where do the majority of hacks come from, right? So it's like if you're, the majority of hacks, if you have a U.S.-based website and you're a plumber in wherever, Ohio. There's not a lot of hackers sitting around necessarily in America, the U.S. trying to get in, but in other countries like China, perhaps, or like Russia or Germany, like you see a lot of hacking attempts coming out of there. So again, you kind of want to block other countries' traffic as one way of just main deterrent. As a large percent of hacking attempts come from a handful of places. Let's just block them, that whole country, from ever being able to enter my website. And that's sort of your best deterrent at a very basic level, is to identify where all the hacking attempts come from. There's a lot of data out there on it. I have data myself from just my own websites. But that's the key, guys, to stopping hacking, is start at the country level and focus on where the countries are and stop them from coming to your website. Because if you're in nowhere, Ohio, selling plumbing services, what do you need visitors from China for? You don't, right? So, at a very basic core, that's one of the best ways, is to just block complete countries from being able to come to your WordPress site.
Right. Well, that makes sense. I mean, that's definitely, of course, the downside with that is, right, I mean, some countries, I mean, again, if you're in Ohio, right, probably you're a plumber, you don't need that traffic, right? But if you're like us, right, a lot of us guys who have, people, we're global, right? We don't want to stop people from buying from us, right? So, how do you deal with that? I mean, maybe there's countries that are bad, but there's still good people in those countries that are actually legitimately trying to come to your site, right? I mean,
Yeah.
is there a solution for that as well? I mean, can you do stuff?
Yeah. There is yes and no. Again, it sort of gets like super nerdy. Again,
You like deal with IP blocks or whatever, all kinds of crazy stuff, right?
Yeah, and again for that, another resource for that would be Project Honeypot with the IP blocks. They they go through and people report those there, and then you can block those from your site. It's a little bit trickier if you do want traffic from all over the globe. But I think for a lot of the crowd that we're going to listening in right now, I would say 99% of them would probably be bested by focusing on the countries first. And then if they care that much about being where the hackers are coming from, and then work their way into some more advanced tactics and techniques. But I think to keep it so we don't lose people and bore them with acronyms and no words, I think we sort of leave that like focus on Project Honeypot, IP level, country level.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Well, obviously, we all know hackers suck, right? They're always out there trying to do something, trying to screw with us. They do it to all parts of the world, all the time, it seems like. So definitely protecting ourselves is important. So obviously, those resources sound like they will work really well. So, all right, well, let's jump past hackers then. Let's hit on Horseman number 3, which is competitors, right? So obviously we all have competitors in almost anything that we do, no matter what. So what kind of, so competitors send bots too, just like anybody else, right? It could be bots or it could be whatever. And they're sending that things to like spy on you, right? To like, oh, hey, look at this site. It's ranking really well for, pizza in Chicago. Man, I want to rank good for pizza in Chicago. So then they could like actually steal your rankings basically, right? So like, I know that's an obvious problem, right? So what's the deal with that? Is there something we can do about that, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we sort of touched on it a little bit earlier, and so we'll start here, Mike. So I teach people and people that pay me for SEO, if it's either a company and I'm training their SEO team or whatever case is in trainings. You want to. Let me think of how to word this. Okay, this is where I start. I teach people how to reverse engineer from like sites like SEO Moz or just moz.com. Okay, the letter A, href, Ahrefs. Okay, so these are sites that are report data. You plug in a website, the data is reported back. Okay, the data reported back is all of your backlinks coming in, the anchor text, which is the link comes from the clickable. Is it a URL? Is it a word? That's your anchor text. The authority, and it reports back everything. Okay, so I teach people, hey, you want to rank for this word, go find who the top person is, plug their site into a site like Ahrefs or Moz, and then look at their data. How many links do they have? Look at each backlink coming in. What's the average page rank of those backlinks? What is their anchor text profile? And you can see everything. You can see everything they've done. And you could even take the backlinks and then take the website, one of the backlink website, replug it in, and you get that site's data all the way through. So you can spend time researching and get an idea of all the links coming into your competitor site. Okay, so if you're going for a really competitive market, you're gonna have more research because they're gonna have a lot more backlinks. If you're going for an easier market, you're gonna have less research, you have less backlinks. So I've always taught that to, how to gauge competition, where to start is by reverse engineering your competitors, gives you a baseline of where to start. The problem is your competitors can do that to you too. Okay, and so that goes back to how do we stop that? The sites like Ahrefs, they have bots. They go out on the internet and they find your site and they spider it. How do you stop that bot? You go to your HT access file. You do all that stuff in that link, and then you make sure that bot from the Ahrefs bot or the Moz bot is blocked from coming to your site. And that way, they cannot come in and spider and then report the data back. There would be no data. Now, good news, bad news is if you have all these sites up and you've never done this and blocked it, there's already a bunch of data on your sites out there. Go plug one of your sites into one of these Moz or Ahrefs, and you'll see what I'm talking about if you've never done it. But you can stop future data, okay? The good news is, that's good news, you can stop future data. If you've never set up a site to rank or anything, you can start out the right way, which is blocking these bots from go, so that when you do get your rankings and traffic, people can't reverse engineer. Because the really smart ones, the really good ones, can reverse engineer and take you out. And I've seen it, I've done it personally. And so, like, that's the big thing. So again, reverse engineer to get your data, but they can do the same to you. And that scared the hell out of me. And so that's when I really got into, how do I stop people from doing it to me? And actually, I never thought of it, Mike, until I started teaching it to other people. I was like, wait a second, people are reverse engineering me. I got to figure out how to stop all this very quickly, and into the HT access file we go. Right.
And so a key, I think, right to that is, obviously there's always new bots, new websites, new stuff coming out trying to get to your data, right? So important to stay on top of that, right? You've got to pay attention to what's happening, follow, I don't even know the sites. Obviously you do. I'm sure there's sites that talk about these other sites that are spidering you or trying to, steal your data. So just always keeping on top of that's an important thing, right? So you can see, okay, here's a new site, I got to go in and now I need to block that, because they're like, we're trying to block stuff and they're out there trying to stop us from blocking stuff, right? So it's like this never ending cycle of, it kind of never ends, right? It's just like it's ongoing forever. Let me throw one thing. I know a lot of people out there are asking questions. We're definitely going to have a Q&A at the end. So definitely please keep asking your questions. We will get to them here toward the end. So anyway, just want to let you know that we're going to be doing that. So keep the questions coming. We appreciate them. Cool. All right. Well, let's, obviously these things are all similar. We're all talking about bots almost in every one of these different areas. They're all different kind of bots, so all different kind of concerns that we have, right? Just recap really quick. So Horseman number 1, we talked about malicious bots. Number 2, hackers. Number 3, now competitors, spying on your site. And then number 4, maybe you could touch on, is like comment spam, right? Like, how big of a problem is comment spam on where, I think there's way more like fake, ridiculous comments being posted than there are real ones, right? You see these apps and stuff and they tell you, yeah, you have 7,000 spam comments or something like that. And WordPress has some stuff built in, right, to help that, but it's not great. There's some other solutions. What is the deal with these? And what is really problem is comment spam really causing you? Is it a big deal that you have junk on your website, maybe in the comments somewhere on a post, or what?
Well, there's a few things, and it's a love-hate thing for me with this, because I've used personally comment spam in the past in order to game search engines and make money. So I know exactly the vulnerabilities and the problems here. So there are, let's start here. There are software out there. There's many softwares out there that basically can bring in a bunch of links from a bunch of vulnerable and open WordPress sites that have like automatic approved on comments and stuff like that. And they can literally just send out tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of comment spam links via all these open WordPress sites on the internet. And some people, you may have a site and you logged in, you haven't logged in a while in the back end. It's like you have 1,000 comments. Okay. So there's a bunch of open sites or software that automate this. So it's not like there's like an evil pimple-faced teenager, like walking around like commenting or surfing around. It's automated, and it's automated to a very crazy degree. Some of the numbers of comment spams that I've seen happen in a 24-hour period is pretty ridiculous. So what happens is, if you have your web page and you have all these comments on it, first of all, it looks stupid because normally they don't make any sense. Second of all, they're just trying to steal the link juice off of your page. So if we take just like the website Google, okay, it's like highest page rank, right? It's Google. There's no links off of Google usually, unless there's like a holiday or something, but it's just a search box. If there's one link off of Google that went to your website, it would get 100% of Google's power from that page. If there are 2 links and one went to your website and one went to your competitor's website, you're getting 50% of the power of that page through that link, and your competitor is getting the other 50%. You do a third, a fourth, the same all the way down. You do 4 links, you're getting 25%. So if you have 2,000 comments spammed on your WordPress site, or even 100, even 10, you're giving away link juice to the comments that are being made that are linking back to their websites or whatever they're linking back to, and losing the power. So you're losing power. Your site looks kind of ridiculous with all these random comments that make no sense, and they have a keyword that's the name. So like if you're trying to rank for like hunting gear, for example, they would name themselves hunting gear and then make, oh, I love hunting, or and your site's about like your Barbie doll collection. Like it makes no sense. Okay, and they don't care if it's relevant or not when they're spamming it. They're just trying to get a bunch of links back to some other lower tiered type thing in their site or wherever they want to send it. So not only, again, are you losing link juice from your actual page, but your page looks ridiculous. And not only that, it creates a problem in the back end. Your WordPress site, you always get notifications. And there's really no easy way that I've seen for free in the back of WordPress plugins. Maybe there is, I could be wrong, that I go in and actually clean up comment spam if you already have it, and like pingbacks and trackbacks, and then protect your site from it. Like I haven't seen anything for free like that, but so it's hard for me to give a resource for that. That's just something out there that I know off the top of my head is free for you guys. But just know you can search the plugins in WordPress, like, hey, comment spam. I know AKISMET is like the default.
Right,
comment protector,
but that's part of their like Jetpack or whatever, right?
Yeah, there's some nerdy stuff you can do in your code and like flip it so that like the comment box is the email box and then the email box is the comment box. So the bot puts the wrong information in the wrong place, and like you can. But again, it's super technical and nerdy. But there's some basic stuff in place that you can do there.
Okay,
cool. For the most part, just close off comments.
There's one thing that I've seen, at least I haven't looked at it lately, but I know a few years ago I was looking at WordPress in their, admin or whatever, and I saw a way where you could actually, I mean, obviously you can turn off comments, right? That's one solution. Probably not the best idea. Kind of destroys your whole social aspect of your site, right? Kind of makes it pointless. One other thing I saw that you can do, again, I don't know where the setting is, so you guys have to take a look, but I think you can like automatically moderate like any comment that has a link in it. So like, for example, if there's any links at all, then that comment would just not get posted. Again, so that's one method that you can use, I think, to help at least with that. Now, again, obviously there's legitimate people posting, right, with legitimate links, and then real people get like really annoyed when they can't make a post with the link they want that's just trying to help. Then they like get annoyed. So then they like leave your site, right? And like, I don't want to use this site because it doesn't let me do this, right? So it's like, I don't know. So there's like always, it seems like a black and white solution. It's like turn off comments or like turn off links, but then just real people, right? The people that we actually care about, I guess they're not probably too happy with that kind of thing. So
yeah, no, it's a balancing act. But for me, it's like, do I want to not have a couple comments on a post on my WordPress site, or do I want to not have 4,000 comments next month on my WordPress site, all going somewhere kind of thing. So it's a give or take, and if you're interested in the social interaction with your audience or whatever it is, and again, there is basic, moderate all comments. The biggest problem is a lot of people don't know that they can do that simple protection in their WordPress site, like, make sure they're moderated. They leave it open for like auto approved or all comments get posted, and then the guys with the software and stuff, we find those loopholes, and then we just can spam the sites, and your basic lack of protection is my gain, or anybody's gain at that point.
Cool. All right, cool. Hey guys, just a reminder, we're going to be announcing the winner of the $250 Amazon gift card here at the end of this session. So keep that in mind. Stay tuned for that. So Ryan, thanks so much. I think this is really good information, and there really are just so many things out there, right, that are out there trying to get us, right? I mean, it sounds like some kind of conspiracy theory, right? But you hear people out there with their crazy conspiracy theories all the time, right? Maybe sometime we all have our own little one, right? The aliens or whatever it is that we're worried about. But this is the reality, right? I mean, these four horsemen, as we call them, these bots, malicious bots, hackers, competitors, comments, these are real problems. These are real things, and these things are having such a huge effect, right, on us. Whether we know it or not, whether we understand it or not, what if you could be getting twice as much traffic than you're getting because of a problem like this, right? Or what if you could boost your sales by 20% if you didn't have some of these problems, right? These things it seems like maybe it's hard to understand that these things are affecting that, because we can't it's not a one-to-one correlation, right? It's not like, oh, comment spam equals less sales, right? But it does, right? It just really does. Our, bots hitting our site equals less sales. I guess it's hard to make these correlations, but it's really there. It's really a problem.
Well, this is what I saw last year, or like last year in the marketplace. 2014 is when I say last year. I saw this huge boom and build a PBN, like SEO is not dead. Like this is how you do SEO. This is how you get first page rankings, and this is how you do all this stuff. And that's all well and good, but the problem is the lack of education on how to protect all of that stuff that you've done. And not only if you're an SEO person, but like here's how you build a WordPress site. Well, there's no education on how do you protect the WordPress site. And the problem is it's not sexy. Just like we had this conversation, some people might even fell asleep. We're talking about HC access files and like coding.
Yeah, everybody wake up. Wake up.
But that's the problem is that I observed that problem and it wasn't being taught. It wasn't being addressed for two reasons. One, because most people never thought about that themselves, or their information was just regurgitated, and so they didn't even know it was a problem. Or and the second problem is the people that do know about it, it's not sexy. It's hard to monetize that issue because that issue only comes up as a reactive thing. Like you don't know you need to block your site from comment spammers until you like one day you get an email from your hosting company that says server bandwidth. We've removed you from this hosting account because you have too much traffic, too many bots hitting it, and now you're reactive. Now you're trying to scramble, and then that's when you're like, how do I stop this? Like nobody educates you prior to doing it. It's a completely reactive thing, and I sort of metaphor it like getting sucker punched in the mouth. Like you don't know, like you never knew that you're about to get sucker punched in the mouth, but when it happens, guess what? Like now you're sucker punched in the mouth. Like now, like you got to figure out what happened. Is somebody attacking you? Like now you have a busted lip. Now all this stuff, and you have issues. So I sort of try to relate it that way. Like nobody plans or wants to or thinks they're going to get sucker punched. It happens all the time. It's the same thing in the WordPress site, getting sucker punched. I mean, a hacker gets in, comment spam, servers kick you off because all these bots. And so that's why I think this is an important call, and that's why I sort of teach people this and create stuff around like helping people protect their site.
Right. Makes sense. And it made me think of something as you were talking. I thought, you mentioned people don't really think about it until it happens or whatever, kind of reactive. But you also mentioned something else I thought was really, really kind of cool, and that is, all of us spend money, right, to have a business, right? We all pay for hosting. We all buy software. We all buy products to help us learn. We might pay outsourcers to do work for us, right? How much money are we spending? And something you said really stood out to me, and that's like, I was kind of thinking, let's say you went and you bought a new car, right? You've been saving for this car for years. You're super excited. I know a friend of mine just got a Corvette, right? He's been waiting forever to get this Corvette, right? So what if you got your car? It's so awesome, and then once you got it, you put the keys in it and you set it outside in the worst neighborhood in LA. Like, what's going to happen to your car? It's about to get stolen, right? It's going to be gone faster than you can imagine. And that's kind of like what's happening, right? I mean, so we're out there spending money, right? We're out there paying outsourcers. We're doing who knows how much money everybody on here has spent hundreds, thousands, who knows, tens of thousands of dollars on building sites, on creating whatever it is they're doing, and then not protecting themselves from these kind of things. It's like they're throwing the money away. It's like it's gone, right? So all that money we spend trying to, build stuff, we forget about the part about other people trying to kick it down, right? And we got to stop people from kicking it down. That's
a great analogy, man. And I know exactly who you're talking about. So, and I love them to death too. So it's funny that you bring that up. That's a great analogy. Not protecting your work. Because if you think about it, the internet is like a bad neighborhood. Like the whole World Wide Web is just a bad neighborhood. There's no suburbs on the internet. Like maybe if you get into a forum or a group, like you're in your not bad area, right? But you're on the internet, your sites are up. It's a bad neighborhood. Right. And without the base protections in place, you just got your keys sitting in a Corvette. Like that's what everybody does by default, because nobody says, "Hey, idiot, you need to take the keys out, or else something bad's probably going to happen."
By the way, if your password is like 12345 or like test or your name, that's a tip. You should change that.
You should change it, definitely.
Anyway, well, cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks, Ryan. I really appreciate it. I think this is some really great info, and I think it's kind of clear that there's more stuff that we could be doing that we're not doing, right? All of us. I mean, I thought of some things right now that, I need to fix. And I think it happens to you all the time too, right? I mean, you're out there, you're kind of thinking about these problems a lot. So you're always finding ways, hopefully, to help fix them and coming up with better solutions. So that's really cool. So anyway, guys, so like I said, if you have some questions, go ahead and keep posting them in the Q&A. We will get to them shortly. But before we do that, I wanted to let Ryan talk about something that he has come up with. Now, many of you might be aware of this if you've been receiving my emails the last few days. But Ryan recently came up with kind of a solution, really, to all these problems that we've talked about today. And I think that solution is something that anybody can use, right? You don't have to be a techie or anything. And I think it's pretty fast. So why don't you tell us a little bit about SpyNot, this awesome software you have created, and how it kind of help us with these problems.
Yeah, sure. So, as I sort of mentioned a little bit earlier, I saw, I'll back up. And when I started building my PBN and got real hardcore at the end of 2011, enrolling in 2012, I was getting server bandwidth issues. I was getting comment spam. I had all these issues with my PBN that I had no idea I was going to have. And so, I have a development team, and I said, hey, these are all my problems. I need them to stop. I need the comment spam to stop. I need to be able to clean up comment spam. And I need it to be easy because we have over 1,000 sites, and we don't need to do this one site at a time and to update our site. So most importantly was the reverse engineering of my competitors. I didn't want people finding my PBN and taking me down. I'd found some vulnerabilities there. So I had all these issues when I started building my PBN, and again, there was nothing that addressed them, all these problems. I went and looked. I said, man, this is a problem. Let me go see if somebody's already come up with something for me. Nothing. Okay, so I had a simple little plugin developed that addressed all of these things. Everything from we created customized sort of bot traps so that these bots that come to our websites, if you're a human on a web page, you can see all the text and all the links. So what we do is we hide links in the code of the web page that only a malicious bot, not a human, would ever find. And if you hit that link, then we know you're a bot, and then we would ban you. Okay, so this plugin would hide links in our web pages and create these, we call them bot traps. And then more importantly, once we've identified a malicious bot, we put all this on our cloud server and we back it up daily, and every other site would also get updated with that bot information, so that now if site 1 out of 100, or say 1 out of 20 found a malicious bot from the comment trap we had, or the bot trap, it would update all the other sites. So now all of our sites are protected via a cloud server. And so part of what SpyNot is we have it all in the cloud for all of our users, and everything that it does in protection mode, it gets backed up through the cloud server and pushed to all the rest of your sites. It stops all of the bots by default, the spying bots, Ahrefs, Moz, and all those your competitors spying on you bots by default right out the gate with the settings. And that's sort of the core of why I had it built. Most importantly, I didn't want my network getting taken down, and then second most importantly, I was tired of comment spam and the like, but most importantly was protecting from my competitors reverse engineering. So I had part of my plugin, it protects you from all those bots. People cannot spy and get any more information from you automatically. For the comment spammers, again, I explained a little bit earlier, there's some nerdy stuff you can do with your code, but my plugin automatically does that. And what it does is it basically, for lack of better terms, it switches the name box, or where they submit their name, email information, and where they submit their actual comment. And then we see that because it puts the wrong information in the wrong place. And then we trap that bot or that IP address. It backs up to all the rest of our sites within that licensing key, and then it automatically protects all those. Again, it's important that we didn't have to individually update every site, individually do this. Also, there's different sort of settings within the plugin that you can control if you're more advanced, and you have different profiles. So you can have like ultra stringent profile that and goes on, you install it on one site, and when you install it on the second site, the plugin, you can just select that profile. You don't have to reconfigure it again. So it saves your different settings. That was important too, because again, we have a lot of sites. Another important thing I mentioned earlier was footprints. If you have a plugin installed on your site, yoursite.com/SpyNot. If that's where this plugin was installed and you have a whole bunch of sites, well, that leaves a footprint of SpyNot across all of your sites. So we have it so you hit one button and it randomizes the name of the install. So you never get a footprint. Like SpyNot won't be this plugin will not be the reason you leave a footprint. It completely randomizes the name of the install folder. Another thing too was an important thing was cleaning up comment spam. And so I had a site that had like 4,000, and I've demoed this before, that had like 4,600 comment spam links on there, and it just got lost in the sauce. So I put my plugin in, click clean up the comment spam, and then like 2 seconds later, it wiped all the comment spam up, and it protects it from future. So those are sort of like the really needed and important things for some of our enterprise and clients that we service, where we said, hey, we're going to start doing all this stuff for your site, and we're going to install it, and it costs this much money. Clients and people that pay you for services, they want to see it, right? So we built a reporting feature into it, and it shows you the IP, everything, where the IP, the type of bot, the country, everything that you need to know about that particular information. And it's in a little reporting feature, so you can show your clients, hey, look, we installed all this stuff last month, like 1,000 bots from Russia tried to hit you, and they never made it. We protected you from that, things that you can't see. So we built in that reporting feature. And then last and most important was, my brain is super complex, and some of the stuff we talk about is really complex. So people that just want the protection and they don't want to worry about learning access files and codes and what's a robot TXT and all that stuff, you can literally install the plugin, click my settings, my recommended settings, and then that's it. Like, you get the default, all the spying, all the comment spams, all the basic bot traps are in place for you. And then if you're more advanced, there's places where you can put in bots, IPs, and then last and most important, I'll leave it at this, is I can break just about anything. And when I first had the plugin made, I accidentally blocked myself from a lot of my websites. And then so what we actually built into the plugin is a whitelist URL, like a URL that comes with your plugin, and it cannot be banned. It can't be stopped. And then that's your URL to actually your website. If you are kind of not technically inclined like me and you block yourself from it, you have that, so you can get back into it.
That's happened to me before. You block yourself. You're like, wait, my website's down. Oh, wait, no, it's just you. You messed up somewhere.
Yep. So that was it. That's SpyNot in a nutshell. Again,
so basically, you built this thing for yourself, right? So I mean, you obviously. I mean, it sounds like, as we talked about, it's a little bit tricky. Like, it's a lot of work involved in like building this out. And so you built it out for yourself, and you made it available to your enterprise customers who are happy, I'm sure, to pay you thousands of dollars, yearly or even more often to take care of these problems for them, right? Because it's such a huge problem, and if it solves it for them, great, right?
It was even better when they had the problem first. It was best because it came to me like, I got this issue, and I'm like, that's some serious coding that's going to have to happen. This is all the stuff. And I'd hit them with all the things like, how much is it going to be? Just bill me. I don't want it to happen no more. And it was like, okay, here's your bill. And then like, hey, go install this plugin real quick to my team. And then that was it. So cool. Definitely ways you can actually monetize the plugin in that respect. But at the core, I needed to protect my business. And that's what it was built for, is protect my business. 95% of my sites are WordPress sites. I have a few that are not, just to have some natural looking stuff in there. But, the majority, and if my WordPress sites go down, my business goes down, we're losing money. That's not fun.
Totally. Yeah. Even minutes, right? You lose money. Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I know that, I remember when I first saw that you were releasing this, and, I know what you're charging your enterprise customers, and I saw, wow, and this guy, he released it for I think it was like $97 a year, right? Something like that, some ridiculously low price. And so that's the price that everyone can go out today and pick this up. And that's for like any site, any client site. That's like everything, right? I mean,
it's everything. It's for your sites or client sites. You can sell sites that have it installed if you do the $97 a year. If you have installed sites, you can sell it. You can monetize a service. There are lower levels, but you cannot put them on other sites because some people just may, want to have one site in my main business or whatever case is. So there are lower levels. The $97 a year is unlimited sites, developer rights, and everything that comes with it. Do what you want with the plugin. Have fun. Protect yourself and make money.
Right. Cool. But so obviously, I saw that price. I was like, wow, that's insane, right? This seems like it's like $1,000, a year kind of, or minimum kind of product. So I saw you were doing that, but obviously, you know me, I can't really take, even though your price was already great. I thought, well, hey, we could do better, right? So we talked about this, and you agreed to offer this to all of our members for a very limited time, right? That would be tonight at midnight. My understanding, and for $67, but not for a year, but for life.
For life, one time. You pay. Just invest the $67 one time in a plugin. You have it for life. For everything. Unlimited license. Protect all your stuff. Protect your client sites. And don't worry about paying me next year.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, for all of that, I don't even know. I don't even know how you could do that, but. We appreciate it, and I'm glad you're able to help us out, help all of our members out with that. So let's throw out really quick the link to go ahead and grab this. Like I said, you only have till the end of the day, but go ahead. I would grab it right now. The link is warriorplus.com/spyknots. So pretty easy to type in there. We'll post it here in this Hangout as well, so you can go ahead and get it. I recommend jumping on that. It's probably one of the, again, you mentioned Rymac in your video on the page, as well as in this call we had. It's not sexy, right? It seems so boring and something you don't want to think about, you don't want to talk about, but you have to, right? I mean, if you don't, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. I already know some places I definitely need to do this. Guys, we're going to get to the Q&A in just 1 second, so just keep that in mind. I do see your questions, and we will answer them in just one moment. So again, right now, you can pick this up, $67, one-time price. There's no upsells or anything, guys, so don't worry about it. This is it. You're going to get everything that Rymac built for himself, for his enterprise clients, and one time. There's no crazy extra features you got to pay extra for. It's all here. warriorplus.com/spyknots. So check that out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And real quick, I didn't want to cut you off, but just again on the hookup pricing. Mike, you've been tremendous for what's helped me actually in my online career. I started in the Warrior Forum. I've used your platform, still use your platform, and so it's fun for me to be able to come back and hook the community up like this and take care of other people. Because again, 2011, I was sitting on the forum learning stuff, trying to make my way through, and so it's good for that there. And the second part is, guys, it really does sell for $97 a year out in the marketplace. And if you go to the link warriorplus.com/spyknot, you can actually see where it sits in the marketplace, and it produces sales, because $97 a year is way worth it. But I really want to do something special for your crew, and a way of saying thank you too. And so get that one-time fee, and then you never have to give me money again. That'd be perfect.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, and it's great. It's great to have you. And guys, we're going to do this kind of stuff again more often with a lot of great people. Rymac is a great expert in SEO in these areas. There are so many great experts out there that we want to bring to you and give you great content. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got great content. Please, if you did get great content, let us know. Let us know in the chat that you enjoyed this, and that Rymac helped you out today. So let us know. I guess we should get to the Q&A. First off, reminder, guys, we do have the $250 Amazon gift card giveaway that's happening at the end. So we're going to get to the Q&A right now. And then at the end, we will go ahead and announce our winner. And I plan to do that kind of stuff again at these calls as well. I just love giving stuff away. something just let me throw out there really quick. I just recently got. I don't know if you guys can see.
Was that Apple Watch?
Apple Watch. Yes. I know some people think it's crazy. Why would you buy an Apple Watch? Whatever. My bad.
I have the Droid one. That's fine. I've got around here somewhere. I have the competitor one. So.
We don't care about those. But I think maybe another call we do, maybe we'll give away an Apple Watch. Hopefully that sounds cool, everyone. So why not, right?
Why not?
I'd love to help you guys out. All right, let's get to some Q&A really quick. And I got to say that this is the first time I've used this software, which is great software. But I've got to figure out where the actual questions are that I'm
trying to look through myself. I saw some coming in.
Oh, I see them. I see them. Okay, cool. All right, somebody asked. Let's see. I'll just go through them here in order. I don't know what order they came in at. I'm just looking. Someone asked this question, Mark. He asked, "What is the full story on PBNs?" He said he's a search engine optimization guy, and he sees people's sites get de-indexed and some don't get de-indexed, whatever. What do you think about PBNs, Google tracking them down, and kind of making that no longer viable? What's the deal with that?
PBN, okay. At the end of the day, the backlink is always going to be king to the relevance so it makes you rank. So you have 100 backlinks, and 50 of them say cat training, and then 25 say teach a cat to sit, and then some other ones are just links. That sort of looks like you're trying, that makes you relevant to cat training. You have a large link profile sort of to that. How do you get backlinks from other websites? Other than going out and bartering and saying, hey, can I get a link on your website? I'll put one on mine kind of thing. You have to go and create your own websites. Okay, so when you create your own website with the intentions of building a network of sites, you want each one to look like they're individually just sitting on the internet, minding their own business, not doing anything. And so I mentioned a little bit earlier, some basic protections is when you register, you can spoof your registration information with, Joe Schmo from wherever, but make it look real. And that's one basic way to stop a footprint from Google figuring out that you have a blog network. Another one is some SEO hosting and simply putting on class CIPs and hiding them so that it doesn't look like they're sitting next to each other. What I mean by that is if you have something like, say, like GoDaddy hosting or something like that, and you buy 30 sites through GoDaddy hosting, and then you're all hosted, and these are all your blog sites, and you're trying to build links to your site because you want to game the search engines. You leave a huge footprint because you're all on the same server, GoDaddy. It all has the same registration information, and they're all sitting on the same block of IPs a lot of times. So that's a footprint, and then Google can follow it through and say, oh, all of these are now trying to point to here, so they're trying to game, and then so all of this is, and they penalize you. So there's just basic protections in place, and again, class CIPs, you can Google SEO hosting, you want to hide them, you want to register them with a different name so they look like their own little thing sitting on the internet. So PBNs will always be a really good way for some great SEO power, and with those basic protections in place, you won't ever get found. Okay. Google cannot put those footprints together.
Cool. Well, that's good to know. I think that's a lot. I mean, a lot of people on this call might not know what PBNs even are. I know I don't really know much about them. I mean, I understand, what it stands for and all that stuff. What is it? Private blog, now personal blog network. What is it?
Private blog network.
Private blog network, right? So I know some people who do know what those are. I mean, obviously, they're a big thing right now, and as long as you're doing the right things right, it sounds like you're going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. Let me go through a couple of quick questions. Just want to get them out of the way so that people can get their answers. I think I went in the wrong order. So someone at the beginning, Rodney, asked if you can use this software with WordFence.
We haven't. I don't know. I don't know if I've used it with WordFence, but we have. We've gotten rid of a lot of licenses. Let's why not in the past. And anytime that we have issues come in from our users, we always go and look and see if there's plugins not playing nice. And currently, to date, I don't know of any plugin that doesn't play nice with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop to just admin. So I think one of you or one of your team right there, use that as need be. my support email. But basically, if you have an issue with SpyNot, I can't say that it's going to play nice with every plugin on the internet. That's a lie. Nobody can ever say that.
Because some other plugins don't work well. They're just crazy.
Yeah. So there's some basic stuff like, use an updated WordPress version. Some of the problems we had was people hadn't updated WordPress in like 5 years. And then they're like, your plugin doesn't work. And then we look, it's like, no, you need to update your site. It's been 5 years. Let's do this. But definitely just hit up our support if there's any issues, and my team will be right on it. And you'll get, if we don't figure the issue out within 24 hours, you will definitely get a, hey, we're still working on this. Like every 24 hours, we will keep in touch with you, and then we'll figure it out. If we don't play nice with a certain plugin, we can see if we can make the changes on our end, which we've done in the past. And it's sort of molded around what you have. This isn't
something that's going away, right? Guys, Rymack's not one of those fly-by-night guys. You don't know who he is, what he's doing. The software's going to be around. He's going to be developing it for you, for us, for himself, right?
Yeah, so we just did another update yesterday, actually. I wish my developer sent it to me. But yeah, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. I have way too much fun doing this sort of stuff. So there's nothing I'd rather be doing.
So cool. Really quick, I saw someone or a couple people maybe ask. So I just bought. What am I going to get? Am I getting access? So you should be getting access right away, right? I mean, you'll be getting an email with a login to download it. Is that right?
Yeah. So you should be getting an email from our SpyNot URL that has your login to your backend of the where you can download and get your access. I'm not 100% on how it's delivered through the Warrior Plus part, like what they actually see, because I never made the purchase myself. But at the bare minimum, they're definitely getting something from us. So look for SpyNot. I think it might actually be Systems, SpyNot Systems, an email from that name. And it should have your login to how to get it, download it, and there's basic setup training. And if you're a new user, you can literally buy it right now. And then in about 3 minutes from now, you can be protected because you've got the one-click install and personal settings. You click that, and you don't have to think about it. You're protected.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, and guys, if you guys use Warrior Plus or not before, we always have a list on your login where you can get access to anything you bought, so you don't have to worry about it. If you have any trouble, of course, we have our support desk, warriorplus.com/support. So we'll be happy to help you. Obviously, Rymack support, happy to help you with any plugin related stuff. But if you don't get it for some reason or any problems at all, let us know. We will take care of that for you.
Let me address one I saw come in real quick too. Someone's asking about protecting a multi-site environment. And I think you mean if you just have a bunch of sites. So I probably blew right past this real quick, but SpyNot is backed up on our cloud server, and you get the benefit for that. So we pay for all the servers. So if you have multi-sites, you have several sites, again, you install SpyNot on all of your sites one time, and then if site one finds a bot or finds something and traps it up through our cloud server, it updates all the rest of your sites for you automatically. So you don't have to go back and update every site. That's the first thing. And the second thing is you can save the profile, so you don't have to configure it every time. You configure the plugin one time to your liking if you're not using my settings. And then every time you install it, you just click that profile and that's it. So we definitely took care of the multi-site type stuff. Again, as I said, I wasn't making it up. I have thousands of websites, and I didn't need to have to update them every time that we found something malicious.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and obviously, I mean, there's a lot of, we all have lots of sites, right? Most of us probably have more than one WordPress site. That's how geeky we all are, really. So, cool. I saw someone ask midnight. We're talking about, this is not going to last very long. It ends at midnight today. They asked me midnight what time zone. I honestly have no idea. Go to warriorplus.com/spynots, and there'll be a nice little counter there for your
yeah. It'll be midnight.
So you can see what midnight, what time zone we're talking about, because I can't remember what time zone we started in or anything. Sorry. Yeah. So go to
you and I are different time zones.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's on different time zones, right? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, just go to warriorplus.com/spynot. You can see when that ends. But just don't wait, right? Just get it now. And
just grab it. Just grab it.
If this call lasts past midnight, I promise we will keep it open past the end of this call. Okay, so you'll be safe. If we stay here for that long, though, I think I'm going to die, and I'll have to get more water and food. Cool, guys. Remember, also, we're going to get the winner shortly on the $250 gift card to Amazon, so stay tuned for that. Let's just cover a few more questions here. Someone asked, Oystein. I don't actually. It's probably not pronounced like that, but I'm sure like you're German or something, and I'm a dumb English guy. So anyway, he or she asked, does Google have any issues with hidden links? You mentioned hidden links on the page to kind of trick these bots, right? So any problems there? Any concerns?
No, and what it is when good bots, we all talked about all the mean ones. When good bots, like your search engine bots, are coming through and searching your site, they go to was your robot.txt file, and then whatever that has, basically that's what the Google bot or any search engine bot looks at, and they abide by it. Or any good bot, any bot that doesn't mean harm. The malicious ones skip that robot.txt file, and then they go snooping around in other places, and they're looking for vulnerabilities in your site. So when they find one of our other hidden links that Google or any search engine bot never sees because they're not malicious, they never find that link. But anything that hits it, we know is malicious, and so it traps and then it updates all your sites for you. So that's a great question, cool. By the way, too.
Yeah, no, it's an important question, right? We don't want to get like DMs by Google because we're trying to protect our site. That would suck.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone else, we're talking about the cloud. You mentioned you have some stuff hosted on the cloud, and they mentioned, what does that mean if like your server goes down, right, Mac? Like, is there a problem? Is this plugin going to stop working? I mean, what's the deal?
Yeah, no, I build all of my things with a decentralized server setup, and it prepares me for long-term growth. But basically, the same way I'm telling you, you want one. If you have 100 sites, you want each 100 site to look individual. And so if one site gets taken down, you still have 99 left. I set my servers up sort of the same way. So if one of them goes down, we still have uptime because it's only a small compartment of all of the stuff that we're running, and it all looks different and unique. So the question is, no, if my servers go down, you will be fine because we have other ones in place. And also they're decentralized so that there's no footprint left anywhere. Nobody can tell what's happening there. So another good question though, but you will be good.
Cool. All right. Well, that's good to know. Let's see, another kind of cloud related question. Someone, JC, asked, is this sending information from their sites to your servers? And, are you getting their information? Are you storing some information? What if your server gets hacked? Is there any concerns there?
No. Well, first of all, we to back up again, I'm extremely paranoid about being hacked. Cough, spy knot, right? So those are definitely we're doing everything to protect those. And again, there's never 100% certainty with anything, but I'm not storing your information. I'm not looking at your sites. I don't care anything about all of your stuff. Everything I'm doing is to help. I have no malicious intents. The only thing that I get from you that I use in the future is whatever email you purchased through. You go onto one of my subscriber lists so I can communicate with you with future updates or other things to look at. That's the only thing that I care about. I'm not selling your data. I'm not looking at anything. It was all built to actually help.
All right, cool. And then someone else Sam asked, can we self-host SpyNot to reduce bandwidth? Obviously, it is self-hosted. It's not like you're hosting SpyNot. You're just having this backend in your cloud that helps keep things going, but it's not required. It all works fine. So I think we've already kind of covered that one. Yep. Someone, Rick, said he's ready to buy. Where's the link? Well, I think we gave that to you, Rick. Hopefully you got your copy. If not, warriorplus.com/SpyNot. So again, we're good till midnight in some time zone today. So check that link out. Let's see what else we got here. Wow, that's a lot of great questions here, guys. So again, the word defense question came up. It's working. Someone mentioned, Mike earlier mentioned that he already purchased SpyNot and he installed it and it's working fine with word defense. So hopefully that helps people, other people. Again, it's hard to say, right? Because it could be another plugin you have, including word defense, that screws stuff up. You never really know because some people don't really care about how they write plugins and they screw up everything.
Yeah, and what we do, and again, just to reiterate, anytime an issue comes in and people, it's not playing nice, I would when you write into my support, just go ahead and give us the WordPress login and your issue, because we're going to ask for it. But my development team, they go in, they look at everything and figure out what it's not playing nice with. We let you know, and then we either try to fix it on our side, but we can only do so much from our side. So we'll tell you, again, there's not many people that'll sell you a $67 plugin and then take their best developers and then let them dig around and fix your WordPress site for you because you used one of my plugins. Try that with any other plugin you have, and we'll do that for you. And that's what we've always done and been doing for our customers.
Right. Okay. Sweet. Yeah. Let me see here. So, Sally asked us if you do any other trainings on SEO as far as ranking sites and things like that. So it sounds like some people might want to have you back sometime. So,
hey, let's do it. I can talk SEO all day and the little bit sexier stuff, which is like actually how to do it and get traffic and do some pretty cool stuff. So definitely have me back, man. If we start down that rabbit hole right now, we'll be here for.
Yeah, right. We're not doing that right now. We will have to schedule another one for that. Yeah. For sure. All right, cool. Let's see what else we got. Rick said he bought. All right, so Rick's the one that asked the question. Rick said he bought. So awesome, Rick. Congrats on that. I'm sure he said that like 10 minutes ago, I think, or so. So he probably already installed it and it's probably already working, right? So he's good. Awesome. Let's see here.
And just for everybody that's getting it right now, and just do this, like put it on some of your sites and then wait like 30 minutes and then go look at the report. Like you'll be surprised at the amount of bots that are hitting your site that you had no clue about where they're coming from. Even if you think you're not getting traffic and bots into your site, you'd be really surprised. But you can install this plugin and immediately the reporting data will start coming in on all the things that are happening. So it's a real eye opener. We get a lot of tickets in that aren't even tickets. They're just like, holy crap, this is amazing. Like, I had no idea and I was able to identify this and And, so there's a lot of things happening you can't see that the plugin will identify for you in the reporting feature. And it's real time and live. That's cool.
All right, that'd be cool. Yeah, I love looking at stats, right? I think we all like looking at stats, especially when they're doing something. Yep. So cool. Let's see here. All right, so someone, this kind of came back to the PBN question. I don't want to take too much time on it, but let me just ask you this. Maybe you can give a quick answer. So he mentioned, Mark again, mentioned he knows about a PBN using proxies, but aren't you worried about like a Google update or algorithm, something that just eradicates all the PBNs?
No, I'm not, and this is why. And so part of the reason why people are asking questions about like the doom and gloom is because of marketers scaring the crap out of people to get you to buy stuff with the doom and gloom. Google identifies and finds your network when it can tie a footprint together. And you gotta remember, Google isn't me or Mike and a person surfing the internet. Google is a bot. Google is a spider crawling around. Okay, so when it's following your sites and it starts adding up, okay, this person, this same name registration, this same IP block, and they're all pointing to the same place, and then on one site, and then it follows it to, and then finds the link to the other site. And it's like, this is the same name, pointing to the same place, the link's in the same position, but it's just over here. Like it creates a footprint, and it's a trend that the bot notices. And once the algorithm sees too much of the same trend, then that's when you start getting in trouble, because Google's like, you're trying to game the search engines. You got to remember, Google's trying to return the most relevant search string to you. That's what makes them the best search engine, and that's Google's decision. We're trying to game the search engine to make our stuff relevant, and that's what Google doesn't want. So everything we've outlined on this call, very basic things, will keep you protected. Wouldn't worry. The only way you get taken down is by leaving a footprint, and that's through your IP blocks, Class C IPs, hide them there, change your name, registration at a very basic level to protect footprints. And then if you have the same plugins on all your sites, change the folder they're in. That's why SpyNut has a new name for the folder every time it installs. No footprint there as well. So PBNs are going to be around forever. The backlink will always be relevant. You control the backlink to make your relevance. You're going to rank, and that's the cat and mouse game with SEOs and Google. Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. Also, Sam came back. He's one that asked about multi-site. He said he installed it in his multi-site environment already, and it's working just fine.
Perfect.
So, I love it. I love seeing people like install this literally like 2 minutes ago, and it's like, bam.
Yeah.
There it goes.
We made it. I was in the Marines. I don't know if I mentioned, but I spent 4 years in the Marine Corps, and one of the things we had was just break it down Barney style. Try to make things as simple as you can for everybody. So with again, with Spy Knot, it was like, nobody wants to learn what they need to protect themselves from. They just need to protect themselves. Use the default settings that will do that for you. So you can literally install, use my settings, like 3 clicks and you're in protecting. So awesome, Sam. Appreciate it.
Cool. Let's see, Mark, this guy, Mark, whoever you are, you have lots of questions. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. So he mentioned about if there are similar plugins out there. I think earlier on you mentioned there really wasn't anything that did what Spy Knot does. I'm sure there's lots of plugins. You could probably install like 10 plugins that do like 70% of what Spy Knot does, right, or something like that.
Yeah, you could probably find a handful there, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't believe in pointing out a competitor to say that I'm better. But there is one other solution out there. Some people may know, and I tested them first and then I was like, this doesn't work well enough for what I need to do, and I built mine. But the other competitor out there, something similar but not 100% the same, costs you probably twice as much as the Warrior Special offer, or that we're running right now. I know to get everything, and it's still less than my features, is over $100, I think, and it's an upsell funnel too.
Yeah, they have upsells, right? Again, Someone else mentioned that earlier. Sally mentioned, thank you for not having 15 upsells. So,
but yeah, I'm not going to say buy a single site license. You need this, and go, oh, to unlock everything else, you need to buy the upsell. And that's sort of what my competitor does, and I don't do that. If you don't get it right now, or the next whenever this $67 lifetime one-time fee happens, it'll still be on the marketplace for $97 a year, and no upsells. So. Definitely saw, took note of what he did and said, let's do this better and nicer.
Cool. Guys, I apologize. Upsells, I kind of feel like that's my fault. I kind of created a whole system that makes it easy for people to sell stuff with upsells. Upsells aren't bad necessarily, but I understand if you get 15 of them, you might be getting kind of annoyed.
Yeah, upsells should be done. Upsells should be there, but they shouldn't be done sleazy. And that's sort of what happens. By forcing you an upsells. Like when I create upsells, because look, if I go to, have you ever went to fill up your gas and it says, would you like a car wash? You're like, oh my God, they're trying to upsell me to a car wash and blah, blah, blah. Get all upset. It's like, you're like, you know what? No, I don't want a car wash. I don't need it. I just need the gas today. So when you create an upsell funnel, it's like, here's everything you need here. And then your upsell is, you have all this awesome stuff here. This thing is just more advanced stuff. You don't need it. But if you want it, it's here. That's an upsell, okay? It's like a car wash to filling up a gas tank. It may be nice, you may need it, it may complement, you got a full tank gas, clean car, but you don't need the car wash. And that's what an upsell should be. Not buy this thing, to make it work, you gotta buy this thing. And and that's the problem with people not liking upsells. I can't remember the last time I've ever seen a McDonald's employee get chewed out because they offered, if they would like to supersize it, their regular value meal, which is an upsell as well. So
yeah, you're right. It's all about how it's used, and that's the reality of everything, right? People use stuff right, people use stuff wrong. It's just the same as this technology we're talking about. I mean, you had to create technology because people are using bots a bad way, right? So you have to create a technology to fix that problem. It's just a reality. So yeah, I think upsells are great. I mean, the reality is a good upsell is one that just, oh, you would have bought that, but you forgot. Oh yeah, I should definitely get that, right? I mean, I think of that kind of stuff all the time. Oh yeah, I forgot to pick up my, my milk or whatever it is at the store because
it complements it. It's not required. That's the upsell. You buy a laptop. Hey, you want a laptop carrying case? Like, you don't need it, but hey, I travel a lot. You know what? I do need a laptop carrying case, and that, it complements it. It's not forced. It's not a forced thing. So,
but anyway, guys, sorry for the rant. Our little rant about upsells. Apologies. All right, guys. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions. If you have any other questions that you feel like haven't been answered here, go ahead and ask them quickly, and we will answer them for you. But it looks like everything has been pretty well covered. So anything else you got to throw out there for us, Rymac, in closing?
No, just for everybody that jumped in or is jumping on it, I'm happy to have you as a customer. Definitely utilize our support if you have an issue. And just again, you can find out more information about me at strategicallyspilledmilk.com. I have a blog there. I put a bunch of free content on there, just sort of like today. I'm a big believer in show it all, and if they want more information, they'll give you money for it, kind of thing. So you can check out my blog. Again, go to warriorplus.com/spynot to get this one investment, $67 versus $970 a year, where I sell it everywhere else. And jump on that. Just again, is my way of saying thank you to community from which I started, which was on the Warrior Forum.
Awesome. We appreciate it, Rymac. One last question came in. We already answered it, but I just want to cover it one more time. Mark asked if this came with developer rights to use on client sites. The answer is yes. The $67 unlimited, forever, one-time price, awesomeness deal includes everything, right? So
yep. The 67. There's lesser licenses that you cannot use on client sites, but if you intend to sell your site ever or use client sites, then you just want the unlimited, the $67 investment.
Right. It seems obvious. I mean, it's just like a few bucks more anyway than the other one, and you can use it for whatever you want. So. Cool. So I promise we're going to announce the winner of our $250 Amazon gift card. I don't know. I need some kind of drum roll here or something. All right. So my Vanna White, otherwise known as Shane, tells me that, let's see, the winner is Daryl Kilgore. Daryl Kilgore from Watts, California.
Congratulations, Daryl. Nice.
Congratulations, Daryl. You better go.
If you need somewhere to spend it, let me know. I'll help you spend it. I got a couple.
Yeah, Daryl, you better go buy Spynot too. I would just better go buy that now. Anyway, guys, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. I really hope you got some great value out of this. Again, we're going to keep doing these periodically, every couple of weeks or so. I don't really know yet, but we're going to keep getting great experts like Ryan, and we will have Ryan back, I'm sure. He can share more great SEO tips with us and help you guys keep your sites protected, and even better, right? Even better than that, we can go out and kind of go on the offensive next time maybe and figure out how to really ramp it up.
Yep.
So again, Rymac, thanks so much. Thanks everyone for attending today. Go to warriorplus.com/spynot before midnight in some time zone. You'll figure it out. We'll make sure you can get your copy, $67, one-time price, no upsells, everything included. And I think that's it. All right. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. And take care, everyone. And we'll talk soon. Bye.